Hello. I'm doing my first rinseless wash using a sponge. I've already rinsed this and used autofoam. So it's already been pre-treated. If you're wondering why it's dry, that's why. But yeah, theme of this video is like a wash and talk, I guess you could call it. Had a unique opportunity yesterday, which was a lot of fun. Can't really talk about it, but you'll know soon enough. The other part of this, I guess, is the whole 2,000 subscribers thing. It's kind of crazy that statistically speaking, technically speaking, 2,000 people care about what I say when it comes to cleaning cars, which is not what I do for a job, but it is something I enjoy doing. I do it as a side job. I kind of have a rule, a 1 degree of separation rule, which is I either have to have you in my phone or you need to know somebody in my phone. If it's any further than that, I don't want to do it. I also don't have a ton of time. I only do about 6 cars a year. So, first time using an actual sponge to rinseless wash, because again, I'm in a situation where I don't really have to very often. We sometimes get some summers where the fires and the water shortages happen, and that causes a water restriction. But this past year it didn't happen because it was actually not too bad this summer. We got a lot of rain in between, so yeah. But if you're here and watching this, I'll do, and I'm going to do a tour around the garage as part of this as well. But you can listen to me talk or not as I do this rinseless wash. I move this bucket. Obviously this has become a much more popular thing nowadays than what it used to be. It's been around for a long time, but it's like most people are just doing this, it seems, at least from what I can see. But who knows, that could just be my YouTube feed feeding me this type of stuff. But yeah, I auto foamed this with like about a 1% roughly, and pressure washed it off, and then drove home, and it seems very clean. I've checked it in the places it gets really bad, and it's fine. So yeah, so it's very clean already. The pressure washer I used was way too strong for cleaning cars, so it took a lot of stuff off. But yeah, I started with detailing as a hobby, as most people do. But I actually started on forums, and that's where I started reviewing products. I've been doing it technically since 2013, but I never went to YouTube right away because I actually never had the intention to go to YouTube, but here we are. Forums started to die down after a while, after about 2020, 2021, that's kind of where I started doing the YouTube thing, because I was getting to the point where I wanted to show hydrophobic performance on products, but with photography as a hobby and, like trying to write a post and say which one has faster beating. I was actually trying to take a photo of it, which you can imagine is not that easy. So I ended up just trying to work little segments to go with my reviews that I was writing on the forums. It was really just one forum, actually. But it wasn't working. So I started making the videos just to go with those, and then I started noticing that people were subscribing. And I had a couple of videos that were actually getting quite a bit of views just because it was right around the time of turtle wax's rise. And any video with turtle wax in it usually does pretty good. So that's how that works. I don't know if you can see me, but you'll be able to hear me. So that's kind of what happened. And then I said, you know what, screw it, I'll just do this. But that's sort of a rough way of getting to here. I don't want to say too much because that thingy I did kind of covers it as well. Again, you'll see it soon enough. But yeah, so we'll do a tour of the garage once I'm done this, which won't take long because this car is very small and not that dirty. But yeah, I was looking at the hydrophobics after I gave it the rinse down, and everything seems good. Let me move this. You can actually see me. Oh, it unscrewed. There we go. There. Yeah, the hydrophobics on everything is about the same as it was. So the roof is still doing okay. Even with strong auto foam, there's still residue left behind that you have to deal with. But it's not perfectly clean. It's not contacted clean. But yeah, that's sort of what happened. Everything seems okay. Simonize is still hanging in there. Curious to see how this will behave, but you can see it's moving off. It's doing okay. But yeah, so it's it's an interesting thing to make videos in your garage and then put them on the internet and have people give a crap about what you say. But anyway, you didn't know, my name's Brian. Some people know, some people don't. That's my name. It seems like there's a few Brians in the YouTube detailing universe. So there's going to be one more, I guess. But I'll bring you down here when I get to the back end. I like the sponge. It seems to work pretty good. It's fairly slick. There's not much protection on this car except for the test areas, so it's not getting any help. And this is just DIY rinseless, if I didn't say so already. Mr. Ivan, I'm using your stuff. I bought it. No one gave it to me. Someone gave me the sponge. Aaron gave me the sponge, but I bought the rinseless. So, yeah. So, did I do the doors on the other side? We'll check. Yeah, I don't typically do rinseless washing, as I said. This place isn't really made to be spraying water everywhere. Yeah, I did do the doors. Okay. This is just regular drywall. And that wall connects to my neighbor, so if I blow a hole in that, I'm going to get in big trouble. But, yeah, I could see this being a thing. Like, it's part of the reasons I'm doing this is I figured I should probably get it under my belt at some point. I've seen all the videos, I've seen all the commentary, I've seen all the do's and don'ts. But just, you know, my pressure washer sits in a shelf. I just connect two hoses and plug it in, and I'm off to the races. So it's not that big of a deal. And because I don't have a lot of restrictions and my water on my tap is so good, I don't even consider worrying about DI systems and wearing out my resins and stuff like that, like some people have to deal with, which, you know, is a huge benefit for me. But I can understand, you know, rinseless using way less water, one rinse instead of several, and, you know, still being safe. Like, this water is barely even changing color, so car's clean. But yeah. And yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move the bucket and I'll move you and do the backside. Ah. And this bucket's breaking. So I guess we'll start the tour at this side. If people who've been around for a while, that's the old set where I used to point the camera at the wall and never face the thing. These are one of my money pits bikes, and the test hood, wife's bike, multiple kids' bikes, all my detailing, oopsie doodle. Chemicals along the back wall, my rags are up there, and then there's like camping gear and tools. So all my garbage cans have to stay inside my garage, which surprisingly doesn't get that smelly, even though there's garbage, compost, and recycling in here. But yeah, down at this end, this is where all my wash stuff is, and I have to go get a new bag for my cans because I used it all up. I'll go wide angle here. So buckets, hoses, all my chemicals and my bottles, my jugs are down here. frequent spray bottles up here, an old towel hanger. And then on this side, I've got a leftover IKEA wall board thing. It's supposed to be for like an office, but I just had a bunch of random bottles I wanted to use up, or get out of the way and hang them. So I hung some of my brushes up there, and then I just hung a bunch of random bottles that I have a bit of product left. And then I've got, like, your washer fluid, ice for when it snows, and then my old trusty BE pressure washer, which, I don't know, man, some of these new brand pressure washers, I'm not going to say anything negative or say anything too bad, but quality problems. I've had that for over 10 years. It's never skipped a beat. Changed the oil in it once. So, yeah, I'm not a regular user. I'm not a shop or somebody like that who's doing it all the time, but the company's customer service is fantastic. So, I have no issues with that unit. It has never given me a problem. They sell a bunch of things that I upgraded to, like a huge hose, 50-foot hose, 3/8. By the way, if you're using a 1/4-inch hose and you want to upgrade, get a bigger hose too. Otherwise, you'll lose way too much pressure. But, yeah, it's been a great unit, and I see lots of other pressure washers coming out. Lots of people. Okay, I won't use the red sign. Lots of people making pressure washers now. They all seem to be similar units in some areas. Some aren't, but they're teaming up with certain companies. So, yeah. Yeah, that's my setup, sort of. This is my garage. It's, in case you're wondering, it's about 10 feet wide. So it's very hard to get big vehicles in here and detail them. Aside from my rule about 1 degree of separation, also I have vehicle restrictions, because if I can't fit in the garage, I'm not going to detail it. There's no point. It's wasting my time. I cannot fit it in here, which means all I can do is a wash and vac. And if it's raining, I can't even do the vac, because my driveway is as narrow as this garage. It's actually narrower than the walls. So getting the vacuum out there, I have to put it on the lawn, and then if it's raining, it gets muddy, and the vacuum gets wet, and just no bueno. No bueno. So, yeah. But this is me rinseless washing a car with a sponge for the first time. And I am doing this for a reason. I do want to test out some new products I got. One of them is Easy Beads. That was the last armor detail I picked up. So I want to use that, and I want to test it out against one of the spray and rinses I'm currently using, which is not wet coat. I've run out of wet coat. And my wet coat essence went off. It's thickened up, it looks like. I haven't tried wetting it yet, but it appears that it has had some evaporation losses over its tenure in my garage. 2 years sitting in here. So I made a couple bottles out of it. It was okay. I liked it more than regular wet coat because I think it was a better value. The one I really like right now is the Fireball Premium Easy Coat, because it's really concentrated. They used to sell it in like a 250 mil, but now it's a 500. It is about $60 for 500 mil, so it seems expensive, but you can mix it like 15 to 1. When you do that, it's not that bad of a deal. So that's sort of what I've been using. I don't use it on my cars because I'm always testing something and I don't want to screw up my test. So I usually use it on like friends and family's cars if they just want to get a wash done or something. I do charge people when I detail, but I really don't charge much money, so I don't feel bad. Example, the last ceramic coating. It was a brand new car I did it on. But one of the last ceramic coatings I did, I charged $350, and that included polishing and me buying the coating. So I don't charge that much money, but I don't do it very often. So I have a family that I also have to attend to on occasion. This is drying up really nicely. It is so much nicer to dry than water. Kudos DIY Detail, I enjoyed this. It was easy. But yeah, pressure washing it with auto foam definitely made it didn't do much work. So yeah, I guess this whole rinseless thing ain't so bad. I'm sure other people will scream in the comments saying, of course it isn't, you idiot. Everyone's freaking doing it. But I just never needed to, and I like my foam. I'm like Nick. I like blasting foam at everything. Yeah. I don't know, I think I'm running out of stuff to say. It's a rinseless wash on a Prius. There's not that much to say. I always like, I don't know. Someone comment below. I don't have the new rinseless from DIY. I have the original one. Does the new one smell the same, or does it smell different? Because I really like the smell of this one. I've heard it smells different, but I can't remember for sure. If it does, that's too bad. I mean, I'll smell it and judge, but I like the smell of this one. So. And in case you're wondering, this is why I don't review rinseless washes. There's not much to do. There's not much to say. They all seem to be really good. They all seem to, like, you can't really go wrong. The DIY one I specifically got because of their polishing system. Like, I was like, no, if I'm going to get gold standard polish and some of their pads and stuff, then I have to get their rinseless to do the pad washing and dampening and all that malarkey. So that's one of the reasons I specifically got that one. And I have a full bottle of O&R over there. An old one. Very old. It's probably, I don't know if it's the original version, but if not, it's probably the second revision because it's old as heck. But yeah. Yeah, let's bring you back over this way. I don't know if I'm going to edit these parts out or not, or if you just like going for an amusement park ride. But I'll bring you over to the bench so you can see that. There's some other products that just showed up. Come on, tripod. Yeah, I got some other products that were sent to me by Mikey on Fire, another legend. Wanted me to try some stuff that he really likes and get my thoughts on it. So he, instead of waiting for me to buy it, he just sent me it. Which you guys don't do that. Like, you don't have to do that. But I appreciate the help and support. But yeah. I'll take you over there in 2 seconds when I'm done drying this. Good, done. Okay. Let's take you out of this. That's a car battery, in case you're wondering. All right, here's the bench. So, this is one of the gloss panels that's all prepped up. I'll show you what I'm doing, since this is a tour. So, you've got a swirly part and a clean part. There's a little bit of residue on there from a panel wipe. I just have to go over it. But basically, I'm going to cut it here and have swirly, treated, clean. Like this was polished at a much higher level. So, if you're wondering, hitting these triggers with a shovel, or sorry, a chair, breaks them. So I broke the trigger for Amplify. But the other products I got were Defender and 3D's Beat It Up. So that's what Mr. On Fire, like he sent. And here is my row of all the stuff. Widen it out a bit. So you got the Next Level, Clean, some of the Jimbo stuff back there, Maguire stuff, old Sonex, Autoglim, which is now no longer available in Canada. They have, Canadian Tire has dropped them. Got my little samples. I got this, this guy here, which is just so small, Novas. Yeah, some polymer nut shield. This old Simonized liquid wax that was absolutely terrible. So I got this from somebody. Someone just gave it to me. I don't know, you guys want to see a real hit piece? Because that would be a hit piece. These things, my Adams graphene spray, the trigger all barfed. So that's kind of done with. Someone gave this to me as a gag gift. Stripper scent from Chemical Guys. It smells exactly like as it suggests. And then yeah, all my polishes sort of sit over here and lights. So it's just polishes mostly on this end. I got a row of turtle wax stuff that I sort of keep here. All my paste waxes are stacked up here. They got finish care, turtle wax. That's Finis wax. Wow, I was in the auto glue up top. So yeah, that is the bench. That's sort of where I keep all my crap. That I have an empty bin now that I might start filtering some of these things out of rotation, just because I'm not touching them anymore. I've got so much stuff on the go. But all the Cerakotes, some of the coatings, all my coatings are actually up in that box there. I just keep them as much out of sunlight and stuff as possible. And the temperature is the most stable in the back corner because of the fridge. So that's sort of what I do. But yeah, that is the garage. That's how this all works. So my weight bench, that was for Christmas this year. I need to get back into exercising. So, but yeah, that's sort of the garage. That's sort of how things go. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, so thank you everyone who's joined up. We crossed the 2,000 sub mark, and if you haven't clicked off this ramble piece already, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.